an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you know any more of the backstory to that, or
no?
There you go.
They're just throwing it around BBC Radio.
It's got to go somewhere. Right, okay. Round 11 of the Championship, then there was a held over fixture to be played there.
Maybe it was round 10, a round 10 game actually. Was it round 9 or 10 anyway?
Okay.
It was a catch-up game.
It was a catch-up game between Whitehaven and London, and the Broncos fans who made the trip up to Cumbria weren't disappointed. At least they got a win. It was 16 points to 12 in favour of the Broncos. And Diane got in touch with us on this one. She said another good win for the Broncos. Really pleased for their fans that they have become a winning team who can battle through tricky patches. Testament to Hendo's skill. I
think there was a bit of luck in this one from the match review, although I don't know the reviews I've read. I don't know who, maybe the people who've written them are Whitehaven inclined, because the suggestion was there was some serious refereeing decisions towards the end of the game that really went in the Broncos' favour.
You're saying that these lads have got some Cumbrian inclinations?
Well, I can only assume.
Fair enough.
But I didn't see the incidents myself, so
fair enough. Into League One then, it was round 5 of League One. North Wales Crusaders 24, narrowly beaten by the London Scholars, who got 31 points. Diane commented on this as well, bless you. Was conflicted over this game as wanted both to win. How hard were you fighting that sneeze, Valerie?
Really bad.
That sounded to me like the sneeze of a man who was really fighting it. I was like,
I was doing my best to hold it in, yeah.
It's alright, mate, don't you even worry, you let it go. Diane said she was conflicted over this game as she wanted both teams to win. Tough loss for Crewe. I hope they get back to winning ways soon. We need Welsh teams. Very low turnout though, which is worrying. It was Keighley Cougars 42, the Gloucestershire All Golds 18. And Brian Davies was good enough to get in touch with us about this one as well. All over it this week, Brian. He said, feature game on Radio Leeds, apparently the home of rugby league. Keighley got a few late scores to give this game a lopsided look, but it was quite tight for a while. Keighley were ahead by 5 tries to 4 well into the game. March reckons they are the best of the southern sides. Do many SL podcasters listen to local radio for their rugby league fix? I listen to Radio Leeds intermittently when there's a Rhinos game on, or there's a West Yorkshire game that they're doing. But I tend to listen to BCB quite a lot, which is I don't want to say amateur, but semi-professional radio station that Bradford has, and they get the Bulls commentary on that. And they commentate on the Bradford games. That's probably the best thing I can say about it. It's not brilliant.
Well, glass houses and all that.
We're not commentators, Mark, and we're not paid to do it, and we don't purport to do so either.
If I'm at home and there's a Saturday afternoon game on that's not on TV, or a Sunday afternoon game then that's not on TV, I'll put it on whilst I'm doing other stuff. Yeah, for sure. Using like tuning radio, you can go and get everything you want from that, really. I
listened to the pre-season friendly at Odsal between Bradford and Castleford on Castleford's Tiger Talk radio, and I actually tweeted the show because they were tweet in, let us know where you're listening from. And I think it just must have been mostly Bradford fans listening, because the two Cast lads that were running the comments were like, we've got another Bradford fan getting in touch with us. I think they were wondering where all the Castleford listeners were. I think.
Oh, the Tiger Talk.
Yeah. I think the Bulls fans have just
been around for probably the same length of time we've been around, hasn't it? And it's grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
With that, yeah,
it's good stuff. Final game of the round in League One then saw South Wales beaten 14 points to 30 by the Hemel Stags, Mark. Into the NRL then, round 7 of play happened this week. The weekend kicked off with Manly Sea Eagles beaten at home 10 points to 22 by the Parramatta Eels. It was North Queensland Cowboys 18, South Sydney Rabbitohs... North Queensland Cowboys 44, South Sydney Rabbitohs 18, Mark.
Yeah, the Burgesses played. Tom and George didn't have great games, although George got 101 metres. Sam grabbed his first try on his return, and 120 metres and 40 tackles for him. He put an effort in, but the Cowboys were just far too good. Some of the plays that they were putting on were just out of this world, really.
There you go. It was the Gold Coast Titans 14, St George Illawarra Dragons 19.
Yeah, remarkable. The Dragons win. Dragons win.
Who'd have thought, although, to be fair, brackets to get the Titans.
But the Dragons win, and Widdop got a try assist, 3 goals, and a field goal in this game, so he had a big role to play, did R. Gareth, and Mike Cooper 180 metres as well, so they were finally using him properly, I think.
Certainly have done. Right, it was the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 20, New Zealand Warriors 24.
Yeah, James Graham with 159 metres from a Brit Watch point of view, but maybe the biggest headline is RTS out for the year, fucked his leg, and, can the hot stepper be the same player when he comes back? It will
I hope
remain to be seen.
It's good for rugby league if he is.
Well, yeah, we hope so. Yeah, the curse of the Warriors fullback there strikes again.
That's it. The lovely moment from this game for me was the picture that went around on the internet of James Graham giving his match shirt to the Saints fan.
Oh yeah,
that was at the front of the crowd that he just spotted and gone over and had a chat to and made the lad's day. So credit to Jama. It was Brisbane Broncos 53, the Knights 0.
Yeah, Jack Reed 3 try assists in the romp.
That is a romp. There's no blowouts in the NRL though. That must have been. The sun must have been in their eyes.
Yeah, because neither was the Cowboys game a blowout, or quite a few games this year.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it was the Canberra Raiders 16, my Sharkies 40.
Tough one for the Raiders. I didn't watch the game, but because I saw the scoreline before I'd got a chance to think about watching it really. But Hodgson and White both worked hard in the game, both 46 and 48 tackles respectively from our players' points of view. But you'd rather see them having a bit of a dig the other way too, and unfortunately they weren't able to.
There you go. And 2 final games. West Tigers were narrowly defeated by 18 points to 19 by the Melbourne Storm. And the Sydney Roosters lost again 16 points to the Penrith Panthers 20.
Fuck them. They deserve it.
Right,
dickheads.
Can I assume that Joe Burgess didn't play this week?
Joe Burgess didn't play this week.
He's not played again. Who's he playing for? Is he in the under-20s?
No, he's playing for the
Woolarong Galoolarong Boomerangs or something.
Yeah, the Wylong.
The Wylong Roos.
Something. That's it. Yeah, who play up on the Central Coast.
Excellent.
Yeah.
He's probably pulling up trees.
He scored 3 tries in his first 3 appearances for him.
That's about the right level for him.
He hasn't scored the last couple of weeks.
About right for him. Richard Wilkinson got in touch. Oh, sorry, go on.
Just to let listeners know, this is the last time we were recording a podcast.
Is that it? Is that the
serious creative difficulty? Differences have interrupted.
Is that the button I had to push? Slagging off Joe Burgess. Oh, I wish I'd known that. Richard Wilkinson got in touch with us, Mark. What did he have to say to us?
He sent a bit of an essay about the bunker.
Yes.
Which obviously was introduced to much great fanfare and cost in the NRL, and pretty much universal praise.
Yeah, to begin with, it seemed like it was doing its job.
But now it's fallen flat, he said. So the bunker, when it came in, the results were nice and fast. For try, no try, it's doing a job. It's a little better, not loads better, but a bit. Obstruction is still a massive issue. So, but that's going to be the case. I think they've been. My view is that the bunker, the obstruction, at least the bunker's been fairly consistent on it for the most part. The problem is it's stopping. The consistency's stopping now that all the praise has come in. I feel like what's his name, Sutton, has got a bit of a power trip to his head. Anyway, Rich goes on to say, so a good question that Paul Green, the Cowboys coach, put is that if there's a bunker, who are they at war with? My personal thoughts are, when someone says bunker, I think cyanide, insanity and suicide, which sums it up for me. The problem I have is the selective way the bunker overrules some calls at scrums and changing calls if a player stays down, but stays out of some decisions. The bunker just jumps in when it feels like it. There is little consistency. I can't agree with the view that it's better to get it right if something is spotted. The two refs and linesmen are close enough to the play to make the call. The bunker needs to look at every moment or none, as it's totally unfair and is still subjective. A great example of this was in the Newcastle versus Tigers game in round 6 with the 2 balls on the field try. This was a perfect opportunity for the bunker to jump in, but nothing. RL is not supposed to be perfect. The game is not supposed to be clean. Keep it simple. Get the on-field refs making the calls. Fans and teams need to suck it up if it goes wrong.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with any of that. Makes a lot of good points a lot of the time, does Rich, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I sort of agree on the...
Plus next week he's going to have to host a podcast with you, isn't he? So
I agree on the getting involved inconsistently. I found this players going down after getting a head knock thing annoying for a couple of years.
Yeah.
now in the NRL, so it's not a bunker issue, it's more a...
Well, they would do it to get it up on the big screen, wouldn't they?
Players issue. Now in Super League, I've noticed it creeping in a little bit, mostly my boy Elwa, to be honest.
Your boy Eloy.
But, he's made some good points. I'm sure lots of other people watch it. I mean, Brian Davies got in touch about one of the games this week, but it didn't go into the roundup, but about, I think it was the Sharks Raiders game, I think, about some inconsistencies in the decision making in that along a similar vein. So yeah, if anyone's got a view on the bunker, get in touch. I don't know if it's enough better to justify the expense.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. How are things going down in Brentwood?
Well, 2 home games for the Eels this weekend. First up, the under-13s against the Invicta Panthers in the quarter-final of the London RL Cup. The under-13s put on a good fight, but with a few key players missing, they struggled to contain a strong Panthers pack. It ended up 12 to the Eels, 28 to the Panthers. Aaron's under-14s lads, they played in the Five Counties Cup against the St Albans Centurions. It was all square 4-all at half-time, but the Eels pushed on in the second half to win the game with tries from Jacob Smith, Charlie Watts and Jacob Sindercom. I hope I pronounced that right, Jacob.
Yeah.
And the final score there was the Eels 18, the Centurions 10, so the under-14s are marching on.
Good result for the under-14s. Congratulations, lads. Right. That is the world of rugby league well and truly covered. Let's sit back and relax now as we bring you our predictions for round 12 of Super League. Right, so it's round 12 of Super League. We're getting past the halfway point now, and Thursday night gives us our first game as Wigan take on the Huddersfield Giants down at the DW. Mark, can you see a way for Wigan to win this against a resurgent Huddersfield side?
What do you think?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with you can see a way to win this. I actually would be inclined to agree with you. I've picked a Wigan win, a pretty hefty one as well. 24 points to 8 I've gone for in favour of the Warriors. As much as I like Huddersfield's pluck and moxie, I think the weather and a bad day combined for Warrington, I'm not necessarily sure that it's something that they'll be able to carry through against a Wigan side that are very, very formidable at home. And I think there's too many missing links in the Huddersfield side at the moment for them to exploit anything that Wigan might offer them in terms of breaking those structures down. So I'm going for 24 points to 8 in favour of the Warriors. Yeah, well, Wigan should have more players back this week. Possibly Lachlan Farrell-Flower would be in the reckoning. I forgot to mention how well I thought Dom Crosby played on his return, his first game of the season actually for the side, especially in his first spell off the bench for Wigan. So we're starting to get players back. We're starting to get some players back into shape as well, and I think if we can show the same sort of discipline and consistency that Wigan showed in the second half against Castleford, then we should be able to close out of Huddersfield side. I'm going 26 points to 16 in favour of my Wigan Warriors. Fair enough. St Helens take on Leeds at Langtree Park on Friday night. This was one of the tougher ones for me to pick this week, Mark. As good as it was to see Leeds win and get over the line against Hull, I think there was a lot of things that conspired in Leeds' favour in that one. Hull were missing a few key players, the weather wasn't tremendous, and it wasn't a convincing victory for me either. So whilst Saints were far from convincing last week against the Catalan Dragons, I just think they're probably going to have enough on their home patch, with Farge playing the way he has done, with Leeds still missing quite a few players, guys like Cuthbertson, Danny Maguire, Cal Watkins still being far from his best. And that was another thing I did on Friday night, was watch Callum Watkins more closely than I have done before, and I'm starting to agree with the theory that he's perhaps not been the force that he has been in previous seasons this year. So I'm going for a Saints victory. I'm going for a close one, 22 points to 16, but I'm going to go for a win in favour of the Saints. How do you feel about that? I think Leeds are going to win. Yeah, I can't think that this St Helens attack is going to sort itself out without strike weapons on the outside. So I just don't see it. I don't see it turning around enough. If Leeds can go blow for blow in the first half with the Saints pack, I just think they don't get over the top of teams in the second half at the moment, and that's why I'm going to give Leeds
leave the credit of an upswing. I'm going to go 24 points to 10 in favour of the Rhinos.
Okay, now remarkably, this game isn't televised, but Widnes take on the Warrington Wolves this weekend, Mark. Widnes